Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to yet another new playthrough on the channel. After the day I had with we have a problem, Mr. President, by Play Games, we're going to play something a little bit easier, a little bit more brain turn-offy, as we're going to play Title Bout II by Straight Jab Media. This one is a boxing simulator, and we've got quite the bout for you tonight. First up, out of the blue corner, and being represented by the John Cena action figure, we've got Oscar De La Hoya, the Golden Boy, 11 either. So there are his stats, as you can see there. We can pause that, take a look at the card closer if you want to. He will also be our aggressor to start the fight, as he'll be taking on Floyd Money Mayweather. We've got a welterweight bout, as you can probably guess, tonight. There are his stats. Before we get started, though, we need to get a referee and cornermen. Let's do the cornermen first. We'll go for De La Hoya's cornermen first. I've got the cornermen cards right here. Yep. Little boxing action tonight to close out the night. We've had, let's see, what did we start with? I think it was mostly new games today, too. I can't even remember everything that I put on the channel. That's easy enough to look up, though. Let's see. Let's go to the live. Oop. There we are. We started off with an adventure game, with an adventure choose your own adventure. Then we went to Space Hex Encounter. Sorry to jar the camera there a little bit. Then we had our aforementioned problems with in the Situation Room. Now we're closing the night out with boxing. Now that we've figured that out, let's see about getting a cornerman for Mayweather, or for De La Hoya. Our first shot for a cornerman is Carlos Espada. Boxer rate all, available on a 1/75. That is a 62. Carlos Espada will be De La Hoya's cornerman, and I just realized I need a... No, I don't. I'll just use the back of the sheet for events. Never mind. This actually works out. Now we need to get a cornerman for Mayweather. His first shot at a cornerman is Chuck Bodak, available on a 1/35. That's a 79. He won't be available for Mayweather. Next up, we've got Nacho Beristain, only available also on a 1/35. That's a 64. That's a 64. He's also not available. Next try for a cornerman is Chick Ferrara, available on a 1/55. That's a foul, so he's not available either. Mayweather having a lot of problems finding a cornerman tonight. Brendan Engel, available on a 1/70. That's an 11. He will be Mayweather's cornerman. The rest of these can go back to the box. And our next order of business is we need a referee. I'm just spreading out the charts here so I have those ready to go. We will be playing with the throw in the towel rule tonight as well. I will mention that before we get too much further. I'm also using the 3 knockdown rule. So if a fighter gets knocked down 3 times in the same round is automatically over, and we'll call it there as a TKO. I'm also going to bring my bell over, since we've got to have the thematic and atmospheric details. Let's find a referee. Our first attempt at a referee is Benji Estevez, available on a 1/50. That's a 34. He is available. So referee is type normal. Normal will check disqualifications on the 4th point deduction. Okay. We can bring the referees back to the box as well. All right, these will get shuffled back into the deck. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy a little Wednesday night boxing action here on the channel. I'm just getting a quick shuffle of the deck. Let's see, he is normal consistent, so he's very good. We'll set the scoreboard to round 1. You might also notice the presence of a second scoreboard. So let me explain what the 2 scoreboards are for. The front scoreboard is going to be what I use to keep track of boxer points. The scoreboard over here, I'm going to use that to track remaining fatigue. That will start after round 1. So first order of business that we have is we need to see if we're going to have any problems with the referee this first round. So I'll come to the other deck for that. 43 says no. So since we are all set, here's the bell to start round 1. De La Hoya will start us off with control. 11, he's going to land a power shot right off the bat. Mayweather is a 1 against a 10. That shouldn't do much more than get his attention. Nope, that'll be a 5-pointer to De La Hoya right off the bat. So De La Hoya starting us off with a big shot, getting Mayweather's attention. Let's see, De La Hoya will land another punch. Actually, he'll stay in control. 63 will be ring movement. De La Hoya is moving us to the near ropes. De La Hoya with a +1 on his control checks. De La Hoya with a 15, no control. Mayweather. By the way, I should mention De La Hoya is going to slug against Mayweather. Mayweather will take control. 62, he will ring movement. Will bring us right back to ring center. Back to Mayweather, who will lose control over to De La Hoya. He will take it. 74 is going to be ring movement. We will stay at ring center. Back to De La Hoya, who will lose control. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya will take it. He will land another power shot. De La Hoya rocking Mayweather early. 1 against a 20. Oh boy, that could be problematic. Uh-oh. That's a K1 to 10. So on a 1 to 10, we score 6 points plus a knockdown and full killer instinct. So let's see what De La Hoya gets. He will get a KD count of a 7. So that'll be 6 points plus a knockdown and full killer instinct. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Scoreboard wasn't wanting to cooperate with me. I've got my pen here. So that'll be a knockdown for Mayweather. His first one, and we'll have full killer instinct, but we need to check for the count on the knockdown. Ooh. Mayweather almost having problems getting up. That'll be a 9 count on the knockdown, but De La Hoya will get his full killer instinct of 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. De La Hoya with a chance to do some real damage here as ID Jester now joins us here at the MGM Grand. Just in time for De La Hoya to go on a killer instinct run. De La Hoya will start us off with no control. No control. That time he'll be in control. 26 is going to be a landed punch. And 45 will be good for a 3-point cross. De La Hoya in control early here. Still with De La Hoya, he will stay in control. 18 will land more punches. And that'll be an 11 for a 2-point jab. So De La Hoya getting us off to a very fast start here early. Back to De La Hoya, who will stay in control. 79 is ring movement. De La Hoya will take us over to the far ropes. De La Hoya with a +1 on his control check. 15, no. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, yes. 10 is going to be another power shot. De La Hoya teeing off on Mayweather early here. That's a 1 against an 18. Uh-oh. 1 against an 18 is another 5-pointer. De La Hoya could end this very quickly. As we're back to ring center, De La Hoya with another killer instinct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. De La Hoya with another killer instinct run. He will start us off with no control. That one will keep him in control. 35 is going to miss a punch, no counter punch. He will stay in control. 10 is another power shot. Wow. De La Hoya teeing off. 1 against a 3 will probably not do much more. That's another 4 points. But another power shot could end the fight here on a 30-point TKO. De La Hoya will stay in control. I just had to say something. That is another power shot. De La Hoya looking at a 1 against a 1. Well, that might not do it yet. 4 points, but De La Hoya now wins the fight on a TKO on any landed punch. De La Hoya will stay in control. 72 will be ring movement. He will move us. He'll stay in ring center. Back to De La Hoya. No control. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, yes. Uh-oh. This could do it. 80 will be ring movement, though. We'll stay at ring center. Back to De La Hoya. No control. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, yes. So we will resolve the action there. 13 will be a landed punch. Actually, let me double check. I'm pretty sure if you have control as the last card, you do still finish the action. I'm just going to double check that, because if you do at the end of the round, then actually he will win the fight right here. I'm just going to double check that. Gaining control. It's probably going to be something at the end of the round. Well, I'll give you a heads up as Philip Reynolds now joins us here at the MGM Grand. I'm checking something about end of round for control. De La Hoya does end up in control to finish the round. If he still gets it to resolve his action, then I think the fight is probably over right here very quickly. How to gain control, that's probably a good place to start. So page 7. How a fighter gains control, yada, yada, yada. Killer instinct, you always get control. You just roll for bunches. Oh, so, right, I did do killer instinct. Right, I guess I did remember that. I forgot you're always in control. But I'm looking for something at the end of the round. So that nothing can happen. Or just roll for punches, right. Action section, that's still not explaining what happens at the end of the round. Still, it might not matter that I was doing killer instinct wrong, because the way De La Hoya teed off here in round 1, getting in the ropes, that's still not what I want to do, probably timing the round. If the final punch results in a knockout, because if you're using Saved by the Bell, which I'm not, if the final punch results in a knockout, not only the round but also the fight ends. The only exception to this rule is if you're using Saved by the Bell. But I'm wondering if it even works on a landed punch. Let's see. Killer instinct, technical knockout, making a condition check. That's still. If you ever run out of round ends immediately unless a punch lands. If you ever run out of fast action cards before the killer instinct sequence is over, round ends immediately unless a punch lands with the last card. So it looks like because control was the last card, that ends the round. And De La Hoya, wow, came out of that one. That was all De La Hoya, to put it lightly. With a knockdown, De La Hoya will take that round 10-8 on all cards. Let's see, I forgot to note starting endurance. Starts off with 95 for De La Hoya. Mayweather starting off with 100 endurance. He won't have that after this round. Let's see. So that will be 61. No, 71. So now that's where this scoreboard is going to come into play. $95 endurance left for De La Hoya, 71 for Mayweather. As De La Hoya definitely teed off in that first round. Oop, that's not what I wanted. Hang on. There we go. We'll get the decks ready for round 2. It was almost over, literally, just like that. Actually, if I would have done Killer Instinct right, it probably would have been over just like that. But honestly, it might still be over at the rate. We will check for recovery. We will check for recovery once I get the decks ready to go. Which I think recovery is right over here, so that'll be a condition check. His KD rating is a 1. Actually, that's a knockout rating we need to check for. Let's see. So, cross-checked with a knockout rating. That's based on a 9 count. Is there something based on... Okay, we're just gonna... I'll look that up in a minute. I want to see if there's anything based on the knockdown count. Oh, here we go. Knockdown recovery table. So on a knockout of a 9... So it's not just over, but... Honestly, the way De La Hoya got off to an early lead there, this might not last too much longer. Okay, we'll first check, see if there are any problems with the referee. 77 says there might be something. Missed call on a slip. Calls a slip a knockdown. Score 4 points but no Killer Instinct. That might still not matter. Let's check for carryover for Mayweather. Let's see, knocked down. Carryover, here we go. Page 18. Okay, between rounds apply an RN and apply it to the knockdown rating. So, Powder Blue Sports says Fight Card Boxing. Of course, there's Glory Days Boxing. One of these days I'm going to look at Fight Card, and I also have Glory Days. All right, that's an RN, so that's a foul, so we need to flip again. A 7 says there's likely to be carryover. Yeah, there will be carryover on the fight, or on the round. So... Yep, so carryover means we're going to add +1. We're going to add +1 to his KD1. Mayweather +1 KD1. So he's at 2 for the round. Okay. So it'll be a 2 for the round, and we've got a slip. So knockdown on a skip, or knockdown on a slip. Okay, I think we're all set there. So now we've got, so Mayweather now looking at a KD1 of a 2 for the round. So there's the bell to start round 2. De La Hoya will start us off with no control. Mayweather needs this round. He will start off with control. And he'll land a power shot of his own. De La Hoya now is a 2 against... De La Hoya is a 2 against a 3. That'll probably do not much else other than get his attention. 4 points to Mayweather. That'll get De La Hoya's attention. Mayweather will stay in control. 67, that'll be ring movement. Mayweather will take us over to the far corner. Mayweather's got De La Hoya tied up in the ropes. He will stay in control. 78 will be ring movement. That'll bring us back to ring center. Back over to Mayweather. No control. De La Hoya will not take it. Mayweather, yes. 23 will be landing a punch. And 61 will be good for a 2-point combination. Mayweather getting on the board with his first punches of the bout. Mayweather, no control. De La Hoya, yes. De La Hoya will just miss a power shot, but he will land a punch. Where was that at the end of the round? 38 will be good for a 3-point cross. De La Hoya getting on the board here. De La Hoya will lose control. Mayweather will take it. An 11, Mayweather will not land a power shot, but he will land a punch. A 2 is going to be a 3-point jab. Mayweather in control of this round. He will stay in control. 55, that'll be a clinch. Mayweather's staying in control. He'll miss a punch, no counter punch. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, yes. De La Hoya will land a punch. And a 12 will be a 2-point jab. Back to De La Hoya, who will not stay in control. Mayweather will take it. Mayweather with a foul. Checking against a 51. Normal, that's almost certain to be no foul. Actually, he's a... What is he? He's a B against a 51. Yep, keep it above the waist. Back to Mayweather, who stays in control. 6 is going to land a power shot of his own. De La Hoya is a 2 against a 20. 2 against a 20. Ooh, what a punch. He's knocked down. We got to check for... So 6 points to Mayweather. There's a... He's down. So we check for knockout. De La Hoya is a 2 against a 19. 2 against a 19, I believe. I'm just going to double check, but I think it's got to be another K, which it was close. So I'm just going to check for a knockout, but that should be a full killer instinct for Mayweather if it's not a knockout. Like I said, I think it's got to be a K. $16. Except this time you used the Fallen Fighter's knockout rating. Had a K resulted. Okay, so it would have to be a K. Mayweather gets the 6 points, but he will get Killer Instinct as well. 7 cards from Mayweather. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so we go right to control checks on all of these. Mayweather will land a punch. A 5 will be a 2-point jab. Mayweather may have just found the hole here. 50 is going to be a missed punch. De La Hoya can try to counter punch, which a 16 will do. He will land a 14. That'll be a 2-point jab. Back to Mayweather, though. He will miss a punch, no counter punch. 14, he will land a punch. And 25 will be a 3-point hook. Mayweather suddenly up to 20 points. Back over to Mayweather, who will not stay in control. De La Hoya will take it. And 56, that'll be a clinch. Back to De La Hoya, no control. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, no. There's the bell to end the round. Mayweather getting a round he badly needed. And on a 13-point differential, he will... Doesn't automatically go back to center. I think it goes back to center automatically if the fighter who's trapped triggers the ring movement. Knowing me, I'm probably wrong on that, though. Anyway, there's our standing endurance. Did we get... Are we good now? It seems like we disconnected for a second there, but... I was going to say, I'm looking at the system right now, and it's showing me that I've got sound. I'm looking at OBS, and that's showing me I've got sound. So we'll get set for round 3 here in a minute. Oh, looks like we lost picture, actually. Hold on. There we should be good. Okay. Yeah, looks like we lost picture for a second there, but I think we should be good now. So I'll get the clear decks out of the way. We'll bring the blues in shot. Whenever the fighter trapped triggers ring movement, then it's automatically back to ring center. Right. We'll get the decks ready. Mayweather managed to duck his carryover round with something he badly needed, but De La Hoya could still take it if he scores. He would have to score 24 points this round to win a 60-point TKO over 3 rounds. Just getting the decks ready here. Whoop. And we did have a knockdown, so I will have to check for carryover for what's his name, for De La Hoya. Actually, it was a knockout chance, so do we... I think we still get the knockdown count number for the round or during a knockout. Don't mean to stop. Well, I do appreciate the trying to help with it, Jester. I'm trying to make sure I get it as right as I can. Obviously, I'm not perfect. I don't pretend to be. What was I checking for? Oh, yes. Right. Checking for... to see if... check the knockout rating number. So I think we get the... if a knockout doesn't occur. Okay, yeah. So we should have... flip the next card from the deck and check the knockdown count card. Right, so we should have gotten a count for De La Hoya. We'll do that now real quick. We'll say that was a knockdown count of a 6. We'll get the next card ready. And then we'll see on a 6. So actually with the knockdown from a potential knockout, you would have taken that 10-8. As we're getting set for round 3, we'll see if there's any carryover for. We'll see if there's any carryover first for De La Hoya, and we're checking from a knockdown count of a 6. We get a 45, no carryover for De La Hoya. Problems with the referee on a 75. No, that's actually. Actually, we do have a problem on a 75, so we've got another slip. So round 3, we've got a slip as knockdown again. Mayweather is our aggressor to start round 3. There's the bell. Let's start the round. Mayweather will start us off with no control. De La Hoya will have it to start round 3. 52, that'll be a clinch, though. De La Hoya, no control. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, yes. He'll get a power shot off. Mayweather's a 1 against the 20. Uh-oh. That's a K1 to 10. So on a 1 to 10, score 6 points, knockdown and a full killer instinct. On an 11 to 20, so we'll check the KD2 rating of an 18. That'll be 6 points and full killer instinct for De La Hoya. Come on. 6 points. There we go. And De La Hoya gets 8 points for his killer instinct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back to De La Hoya we go. He will start us off with another power shot. Mayweather's still a 1 against a 13. 1 against a 13. That'll be another 5 points. So De La Hoya is still in control of the bout. 58 will be a clinch. Then another power shot. 1 against a 13 is probably another 4-pointer. Nope, that's 5. De La Hoya very much in control of this round 3. That'll be a landed punch. 1 point partially blocked. And De La Hoya's last killer instinct is going to be ring movement. That will send us over to the right neutral corner. So De La Hoya very much in control of this round 3. He will stay in control to start it off. Foul. He's a B against a 78. That actually might be a point. B 78. He will take a point for hitting on the break. So that'll be a fight. That'll be a foul for De La Hoya as he'll lose a point. It might not matter, though, the way De La Hoya is fighting. He will lose control, though. Mayweather will take it. 43 is a missed punch. De La Hoya can trying to see if he can try to counterpunch. Actually, he can try to counterpunch. As a 43, yep. De La Hoya will try to counterpunch, but a 62 won't get it done. Back to Mayweather, who will stay in control. 1 is going to be a power shot of his own. De La Hoya is a 2 against a 6. Will probably not do much more than get his attention. Nope, that'll be a 4 point. That'll be 4 points to Mayweather. Back to Mayweather we go, who will stay in control. 16 will land a punch, and 64 will be a 2-point combination. Back over to Mayweather, who will lose control. De La Hoya will not take it. Mayweather, yes. 54 is going to be a clinch. Mayweather stays in control. 19 is going to land another punch. He will get a 2-point jab out of that, so Mayweather up to 8 points. Back to Mayweather, no control. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, yes. 14 is going to be a landed punch. And a 29 will be a 3-point hook. De La Hoya up to 20 points. Back to De La Hoya, who will lose control. Mayweather will take it. 26 will be a landed punch. 73 will be a 2-point uppercut for Mayweather. 20 to 10 in favor of De La Hoya. Mayweather will stay in control. 67, that'll be ring movement. That'll bring us automatically back to ring center. Back to Mayweather, who will lose control. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, no. There's the bell to end the round. De La Hoya coming up short of a three-round TKO for 60 points. On a 10-point differential, with no knockdowns, none of that, 10-point differential, high score will win the round 10-9, except that's going to be a 9-9 draw because of the lost point for De La Hoya from hitting on the break. We're getting set for round 4. 65 to 44. We'll get that all set. So we're going to be on round 4 here in a minute. Round 4, and this has been a very weird fight. De La Hoya's been in control, then Mayweather's been in control, then De La Hoya, so it seems like we're going to see Mayweather come out swinging in this round. And for once, no carryovers that we have to check for here. Just getting everything ready here for round 4 already. Okay. Check over for any referee problems. 69 says no problems. Nope, no mistakes will be made. This will be a clean round. So, De La Hoya is our aggressor. He will start round 4. He will start us off with control. 46 is going to be a missed punch. Mayweather can try to counterpunch. A 30 will land a punch. And that'll be a 44 with a possible cut chance. So that'll be a 2-point cross. We need to get a cut rating. 1 plus a 66 is a 67 for De La Hoya. 67 will be a major cut under the right eye. This is round 4. Major cut under right eye. +1 cut rating. And 3 points, 3 cut points. We'll be back over to Mayweather as that jab cut De La Hoya right under the eye. Mayweather will lose control over to De La Hoya, who will take it. 65 will be ring movement. We're staying at ring center. De La Hoya will not stay in control. Mayweather can't take it. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, yes. 6 will be a power shot for Mayweather. That's a big one. De La Hoya is a 2 against a 6. That'll probably not do much more than get his attention. 4 points to Mayweather. Back over to Mayweather after that big shot. No control. De La Hoya will get control. Foul. He's a B against a 72. Uh-oh. Just barely trouble. There's just a stern warning for hitting on the brake. That's his first warning. Back over to De La Hoya, though. De La Hoya will stay in control. 41, that's going to be a missed punch. Mayweather can try to counterpunch, which a 12 will do. 4 will be a 2-point jab. Mayweather getting some counters in here. He will not stay in control. De La Hoya can't take it. Mayweather, yes. Mayweather will be in control. Foul on Mayweather. B against. A 12 will be no foul. I'm not even going to bother looking that up. Mayweather will stay in control. A 12 is going to land another punch. And a 16 will be a 2-point jab. 10 points for Mayweather. Mayweather will stay in control. 45 will be a missed punch. De La Hoya can try to counterpunch. A 3 will land a power shot. Mayweather's a 1 against a 1. That'll probably be a 4-pointer. 1 against a 1 is 4 points. Yep. So De La Hoya getting on the board here with a much-needed power shot. De La Hoya will not stay in control. Mayweather will take it. He'll just miss a power shot, but he'll land another punch. 55 will be a 3-point combination. Mayweather up to 13 points. Back over to Mayweather, who will not stay in control. De La Hoya can't take it. Mayweather, yes. 61, that'll be ring movement. Mayweather will lead us to the far ropes. Back to Mayweather, who will not stay in control. De La Hoya will take it. 40 is a missed punch. Mayweather can try to counterpunch. 32 will counterpunch, just barely. And a 30 cut. That'll be a 2-point hook. As another hook catches De La Hoya just right. He's a 2 plus a 77. That's going to be a problem. 77 is major swelling over the left eye. So that'll be major swelling over the left eye. So that'll be -1 control factor, -2 defense, and -2 punches landed. And 4 cut points. Yikes. I think De La Hoya's corner man is going to be busy after this round. Let's see what the last card of the round would not have given Mayweather control. There's the bell to end round 4. And yeah, De La Hoya and Mayweather coming out with that one. Not quite as dominant as some of the other rounds have been, though. 50-40 on an 11-point differential. Mayweather will take that round 10-9. We will get set for, 50 endurance for De La Hoya. To 40 for Mayweather. Right? Yes. And we will get set for round 5. Damn it. Can't hold the remote. We'll get these decks out of the way. We're going to have to see if they can do anything. Like I said, we're going to have to see if Espada can do anything with both of these cuts for De La Hoya. Fortunately, he is an excellent corner man. There's that deck ready. We'll get the other one ready. Come on. These are older sleeves, so I might need to replace them. Let's see. Round 5 we're getting ready for. Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll check first to see about the cuts on. Actually, before I do anything, I'm taking a drink because I feel my throat getting a little bit on the hoarse side. There we are. Now we'll do some cut work. So first we'll check on the major cut under the right eye. So he's excellent. A foul, we'll get another card for that. 22 is a good reduction on that. So that'll be -2 cut points. That'll bring him down to 1 cut point on that. Then on the major swelling over the left eye, that'll be a 69, so that'll be average reduction. So only 4 cut points total. Then we'll check to see if there are any problems with the referee. On a 60, no. Mayweather will once again be our aggressor to start round 5, and there's the bell to start round 5. Mayweather will start us off with control. 17, he's going to land a punch right off the bat, and a 1 point partially blocked. Back over to Mayweather we go. He will not stay in control. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, yes. Mayweather 34 is going to That reduced defense by one. Actually, that reduced defense by 2. So because of that, Mayweather will land the punch. 47 will be a 2-point cross. Mayweather will not stay in control. De La Hoya is in control. 74 is ring movement. And we're staying at ring center. We should be back at ring center, by the way. I forgot to move the action figures. Back to De La Hoya, who will stay in control. 33 is going to... Did we reduce punches landed by that? Yes, we did. So actually, that's going to be no punches landed. That's going to be a missed punch, no counter punch, though. De La Hoya, no control. Mayweather, yes. Mayweather, 71 is ring movement. So we're staying at ring center. Mayweather will stay in control. 12 is going to land a punch. And 80 is a 2-point uppercut. Back to Mayweather, who will not stay in control. De La Hoya, yes. 25, he's going to land a punch. Actually, he's going to, land a punch. And an 18 with a cut. So De La Hoya catches Mayweather with a good jab. Mayweather's 1 plus 62 is 63. So that'll probably do something to Mayweather. 63 is going to be minor cut over the left eye. That'll be -1 defense, -1 punches landed, and 2 cut points. That's back over to De La Hoya, who will not stay in control. Mayweather will take it. 53 is going to be a clinch. Mayweather staying in control. Foul. B against the 54 should be a warning, if anything. Nope. Cautions both fighters, keep it above the waist. Back to Mayweather, who will lose control. De La Hoya will take control. 64 will be ring movement. De La Hoya staying at ring center. Back to De La Hoya, no control. Mayweather, yes. 68, that's going to be ring movement for Mayweather. He will take us to the near corner. Back to Mayweather, who will stay in control. 10 is going to be a landed punch. And a 4 will be a 2-point jab. Not much action in this round. Mayweather stays in control. 1 is going to land a power shot. De La Hoya, we've seen some close calls here. De La Hoya is a 2 against a 1. That'll be a 4-pointer most likely. 2 against a 1, yep. 4 points to Mayweather. Rocks him a little bit. Mayweather will lose control. De La Hoya, yes. Foul. B against an 11 is going to be no foul. Back to De La Hoya. Would not have control. There's the bell to end the round. 11-2 Mayweather. That fight was all money. And 11 is 39. Just checking the endurance on a 9-point differential. Mayweather will take it 10-9. As we'll be getting set for round 6 here momentarily. What do we need? 39 and 38. Come on. And 38. There we are. We'll get the decks shuffled and swapped for round 6. All right, we'll get the other clear deck ready. Nobody in danger of a 3-round TKO. Just checking my numbers there while I shuffle the decks up and get everything ready to go. We'll actually bring the fighters back to ring center so I don't forget that later. This has turned into actually an even fight so far. We'll see if we're going to have any problems with the referee this round. 54 says no. There's the bell as the scoreboard goes tipping over, and Mayweather will start round 10 off. With no control, De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, yes. 78's ring movement. Mayweather will take us to the far corner. Mayweather will stay in control. Foul. He's a B against a 12. That'll be no foul. Back over to Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, no. Crowd getting restless. Mayweather, yes. 30 is going to be a landed punch, and he'll get this started with a 27. That'll be a 3-point hook. Back to Mayweather. This has been a war. No control for Mayweather. De La Hoya, yes. De La Hoya will land a power shot. He needed that. Mayweather with a 1 against a 1. That won't do much more than get his attention. 4 points to De La Hoya. Yep. 4 points. De La Hoya, no control. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, yes. 69, that's ring movement. That'll bring us back to ring center. Back over to De La Hoya. No control. Mayweather, yes. 42 is going to be a missed punch. De La Hoya can try to counterpunch. A 6 will be a counterpunch with a power shot. Mayweather, a 1 against a 20. Uh-oh. 1 against a 20. That's a 1 to 10, score 6 points, and a knockdown and a full killer instinct. That's on a KD2 of an 11, so 6 points. 6 points and add KD2. So De La Hoya getting a big shot there. Back over to De La Hoya, who will not have control. Mayweather, yes. 55, that's going to be a clinch. Mayweather, yes. 51 is going to be another clinch. Mayweather stays in control. 19 will actually land a punch this time. 76 will be a 2-point uppercut. Mayweather trying to do just enough to stay out of trouble. No control. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, no. Another restless crowd. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, yes. Injury. Fighter takes a huge body shot that might have broken a rib. Before each round, make a random number check. If a 1 to 8 fighter can't continue, loses by TKO. So I'll make a note of that. That'll be De La Hoya. That's Mayweather. So he's got to make a random number check. 1 to 8, TKO loss. Okay, back to De La Hoya. Now that we've got that sorted out. He will stay in control. 67 is ring movement. We're moving to the left neutral corner. Mayweather wants to finish this before the random number luck runs out. De La Hoya, no control. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya would be in control, but there's the bell to end the round. 10-5. We actually need to go to the judges on this one. The judges are scoring it high, even. So they're going to give the round to De La Hoya, and he needed that. We will get set for round 7, where De La Hoya will once again be the aggressor. We'll get the clear decks out of the way. 34. 28 endurance. Fighters back to ring center. We'll get the decks ready. And they are starting to swing for the fences. The question is, are they going to run out of energy at some point? We're in round 7, and we've had a lot of big haymakers in this bout. But we also need to check to see if De La Hoya can continue the fight. It'd be a shame to have this fight end on a broken rib, but it is what it is at this point. There have definitely been enough haymakers that De La Hoya breaking a rib is not out of the question. All right, we'll go to the second deck, check for De La Hoya's ribs first. That's a 78, he's fine. And then problems with the referee, we will have no problems with the referee this round. So, there's the bell to start round 7. De La Hoya is our aggressor. He will start us off with control. 65 is ring movement already. We're staying at ring center. De La Hoya will stay in control. Ring movement again for De La Hoya. We're moving to the near corner this time. Scoreboard tipping over again. Does not want to stay up for me tonight. Back to De La Hoya, who will stay in control. Foul. He's a B against a 6. That'll get waved off. Back to De La Hoya, who will stay in control. 22, he'll land a punch. And a 1 point partially blocked for De La Hoya. De La Hoya will stay in control. 18 is going to land another punch. 44 will be a 3-point cross. Back to De La Hoya. No control. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, yes. 72 is ring movement. We're moving over to the left neutral corner this time. Back to De La Hoya, who will stay in control. 11 is going to land a power shot. Mayweather is a 1 against an 18. That'll probably get his attention at the very least. 5 points to De La Hoya and full killer instinct. That is 8 cards for De La Hoya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, back over to De La Hoya, who will land a power shot. 1 against a 3 will be another 4 points most likely. 1 against a 3, yep, 4 points. 23 is a landed punch, and 30 is a 3-point hook. Injury, which doesn't get checked during killer instinct. 45 is a missed punch. Mayweather can try to counter punch. 64 won't, though. Foul, that doesn't get checked during killer instinct. So back to De La Hoya, no control. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, yes. 15 is going to miss a power shot, but that'll be a landed punch. 5 will be a 2-point jab. De La Hoya will not have control. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, no. Crowd getting restless. Mayweather, yes. 40 is going to be a missed punch. De La Hoya can try to counter punch. 53 won't get it done, though. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, yes. 4 is going to be a power shot for Mayweather. De La Hoya, a 2 against a 12. That'll be 5 points to Mayweather. Mayweather getting on the board here near the end of the round. Mayweather, yes. 12 will land a punch. He will get the resolution of the punch, which will be 64 and another cut. 64 right at the bell will be a 2-point combination. We'll check the cut on. He's a 2 against a 20. 2 plus 24 is 26. That'll be no cut. That's the bell to end the round. 18-7 in favor of De La Hoya. At an 11-point differential, he will take it 10-9. Let's see, 10 endurance for Mayweather, 27 for De La Hoya. So Mayweather is going to soon be out of endurance. Mayweather's soon going to be fatigued. He's normally better. Mayweather is normally better than this at evading punches. Apparently he's not tonight, though. As we'll be getting set to start round 8 here momentarily. And De La Hoya will be our aggressor once again to start round 8. Assuming his ribs let him continue the bout, though. We'll get the other deck ready. Okay. Give this one more shuffle. And a cut. We'll check on De La Hoya's ribs first. 1 to 8, the fight stops. We got to get a number. That's a 22. He'll be fine. No problems with the referee. So as we get set for round 8, De La Hoya is our aggressor, and there's the bell to start round 8. De La Hoya will start us off with no control. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, yes, will finally get control. 1 is a power shot right off the bat. De La Hoya is a 2 against. A 4, that won't do much more than get his attention. 4-pointer. As Mayweather wakes up De La Hoya to start the round. Mayweather, no control. De La Hoya, yes. 21, De La Hoya will land a punch. 45 will be a 3-point cross. Mayweather getting on the board with a cross of his own. Or De La Hoya. De La Hoya, no control, because remember, he's got the -1 control factor rating. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, yes. 27 will be a landed punch for De La Hoya, or for Mayweather. 8 will be a 2-point jab. Mayweather in control of this round so far. He won't have control there. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, yes. 54 is going to be a clinch, though. Back to De La Hoya, no control. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, yes. 80 is ring movement. De La Hoya taking us to the far ropes. Back to De La Hoya, no control. Mayweather, yes. 67 is ring movement. That'll bring us back to ring center. Back to Mayweather, who will not have control. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, yes. 13 just misses a power shot, but that'll be a regular punch. 1 point partially blocked. This one's been a little more quiet. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, yes. 79 is ring movement. We're staying at ring center. De La Hoya, no control. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, yes. Foul. B against an 8. That'll get waved off and nothing flat. Mayweather in control. 51 is a clinch. Mayweather, yes. 37 is going to be a missed punch, no counter punch. Mayweather, yes. 19 will land a punch for all the good that's going to do. Fighters are starting to tire a little bit here. 32 will be a 2-point hook. There's the bell to end the round. Mayweather with probably a much needed slower round. At least he'll still be fresh going into round 9, but let's see how the judges score this one. The judges are scoring low, high, high. So they will give the round to Mayweather as we get set for round 9. We're into the last third of the fight. Let's see, 19 and 6. There we are. Okay. Fighters, especially Mayweather, are starting to tire here at the end of round, here as we get set for round 9. Who's got that something extra left in the tank? We're going to find that out soon enough. Mayweather will be our aggressor to start round 9, assuming De La Hoya's ribs hold up and let him go through with round 9. First we'll check De La Hoya's ribs. That's a 33, he's fine. 57, no problems with the referee. We're set for round 9, so there's the bell. Mayweather's our aggressor to start round 9. He will start us off with no control. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, no. Crowd getting restless. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, yes, finally. 75 will be ring movement. We're moving to the near ropes. Back to Mayweather. No control. De La Hoya, yes. 47 will be a missed punch. Mayweather can try to counterpunch. 16 will counterpunch. 72 will get him a 3-point uppercut. Here to start round 9. Oop. There we go. Mayweather still in control. 23 is another landed punch. 5 will be a 2-point jab. Mayweather trying to use his speed. He will stay in control. 55 will be a clinch, though. Mayweather stays in control. 49 is a missed punch. De La Hoya can try to counterpunch. 30 will land a punch. Actually, 30 actually won't land a punch because of Mayweather's defense. Mayweather stays in control. 19 will land a punch. And a 78 will be a 2-point uppercut. Mayweather will stay in control. 28 will land a punch. 60 will be a 2-point combination. Back to Mayweather, who will stay in control. 67 will be ring movement. And we're moving back to ring center. Mayweather will not stay in control. De La Hoya will take it. Foul. He's a B against a 31. That should almost certainly get waved off. It will. Back over to De La Hoya, who will stay in control. 15 is going to land a punch. And that'll be a 24 will be a 3-point hook. So De La Hoya will get on the board. De La Hoya will not keep control. Mayweather will take it. 38 is going to land a punch. Actually, he's going to miss a punch, no counter punch. Mayweather, no control. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, yes. 42 is going to be a missed punch. Mayweather can try to counterpunch, which he will with a power shot. De La Hoya, a 2 against a 4. Probably will not do much more than get his attention. 4 points to Mayweather. Late here in round 9. Mayweather, no control. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, yes, but there's the bell to end round 9. 13-3 in favor of Mayweather. And on a 10-point differential, he will take it 10-9. We will get set for round 10. And that's how the scoreboard does round 10. Six, 4. This will be the last round, probably for either of these fighters to be fresh. Long match tonight when it didn't look like it was going that far. No, indeed not. That round 1, I'll tell you what though. That round 1, De La Hoya very nearly won it right there. Let me get this all set. Six for De La Hoya. This is endurance remaining. 3 for Mayweather. And so far, De La Hoya's ribs seem to be holding. Remember, he took a shot back in round 6, where it looked like he was going to break them, or he thought he broke them. We'll check De La Hoya's ribs first. That's a 41. He's fine. 60 says no problems with the referee. So round 10 is all set. There's the bell. Mayweather's our aggressor to start round 10. He will start us off with no control. De La Hoya will have it. 24 is going to be a landed punch. De La Hoya will start us off with a 15. That'll be a 2-point jab to start round 10. Back over to De La Hoya, who will not stay in control. Mayweather will take it. 66 is ring movement. We're staying at ring center. Mayweather, no control. De La Hoya, yes. 18 is going to land a punch. And that'll be a 31. That'll be a 3-point hook. De La Hoya getting some action early. He will stay in control. 71 is ring movement for De La Hoya. And we're going to the right neutral corner. Back over to De La Hoya, who will stay in control. 4 is going to land a power shot. Mayweather a 1 against a 12. Probably won't do much more than get his attention. 5-pointer to De La Hoya. 10 points for De La Hoya, who will not stay in control. Mayweather will take it. 39 is going to be a missed punch, just out of counterpunch range for De La Hoya. Mayweather, no control. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, yes. 12 is going to be a landed punch. And a 13 will be a 2-point jab for Mayweather. Mayweather getting on the board. Mayweather stays in control. 25 is going to be a landed punch. And a 47 will be a 2-point cross. Back over to Mayweather, who stays in control. 68 is going to be ring movement. That'll bring us back to ring center. Back to Mayweather, who will not stay in control. De La Hoya takes it. 45 is going to be a missed punch. Mayweather can try to counterpunch, which a 17 will do. 6 will be a 2-point jab. Mayweather, both fighters are going to be fatigued after this round. Mayweather will stay in control. 63 will be ring movement. Mayweather will be leading us to the near ropes. Back to Mayweather, who will take control, who will stay in control because of the +1 with De La Hoya against the ropes. Foul. B against a 12 will get waved off. Mayweather will stay in control. 77 is more ring movement. Now we're going to the far ropes. Back over to Mayweather, who will stay in control. 3 is going to land a power shot. De La Hoya, a 2 against a 7. Probably won't do much more than get his attention. 4 points to Mayweather. That will tie the round, though. Back to Mayweather, who will not stay in control. De La Hoya can't take it. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, yes, but there's the bell to end the round. A dead even round. Both fighters will be fatigued. And since we are even, actually that's a dead even round, so that'll be 10 all on both cards. We'll get set for round 11. Both fighters are breathing hard as they're moving back into their corners. Right. As we're getting set for round 11. And pretty soon I have to decide what I'm going to put on the channel tomorrow. Alright, we get the other deck ready. And both fighters breathing hard coming out of the corner. But you can see the effect of the breathing's having on De La Hoya's face. As every time he breathes, he winces at that rib. That broken rib that rib that got damaged earlier in the fight. All right, first we'll check Mayweather's ribs. That's a 54, he's fine. 26 says there will be no problems with the referee. Round 11, Mayweather will stay the aggressor to start, and there's the bell, and we will get started. Mayweather will start us off with no control. De La Hoya will not take it. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, no. Crowd restless already. Mayweather, yes. 46 will be a missed punch. De La Hoya can try to counterpunch. 53 won't do it, though. Back to... well, that rib could cause a TKO. I've been checking it at the start of every round. Back to Mayweather, who will take control. 65 will be ring movement, though. And we are moving to the far ropes. Back over to Mayweather, who will stay in control. 41 is going to be a missed punch. De La Hoya can try to counterpunch. With a power shot, he will. Mayweather, a 1 against an 11... will be a 5-pointer to De La Hoya. As De La Hoya now takes the control check, he will not get it. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, yes. 61, that'll be ring movement. That'll bring us back to ring center. Back to De La Hoya, who will not stay in control. Mayweather will take it. 10 is going to be a landed punch, and a 63 will be a 2-point combination. Mayweather on the board here in round 11. He will stay in control. 72 is ring movement. We're moving to the near ropes. Back to Mayweather, who will stay in control. Special. Nothing special, just a brief pause in the action. Mayweather, no control. De La Hoya, no. Mayweather, no. De La Hoya, yes. De La Hoya with a power shot. It's right at the tip, but it will be a power shot. Mayweather, a 1 against a 7. That'll probably be a 4-pointer to get his attention. Yep. 4-pointer for De La Hoya. De La Hoya will not have control. Mayweather, yes. 45 will be a missed punch. De La Hoya can try to counterpunch. An 18 will counterpunch with an 11 and a 2-point jab. Back to De La Hoya, who will not have control. Mayweather will. 75 is ring movement. We're going back to ring center. Back to Mayweather, who will not stay in control. De La Hoya can't take it. Mayweather, yes. 11 will land a punch. That'll be a 52. That'll be a 3-point combination. Mayweather trying to make up some points here to make us have to go to the judges. He will stay in control. 10 is going to be a landed punch. 1 point partially blocked. There's the bell to end the round. That was a fairly even round. They're both still fatigued, but because it's a 5-point differential, we need to go to the judges. They're going high, high, low. So they'll give that round to De La Hoya. Which will make De La Hoya our aggressor going into round 12. Again, assuming his ribs let him continue the fight. It's been a great fight. It would be a shame if that rib causes a TKO now. And I will warn you guys that there's probably going to be a flurry of unboxings coming at the very least tomorrow. Because I am expecting a delivery. I'm expecting one of my big deliveries in tomorrow. But I'm going to hold to the vest which delivery it is that I'm expecting. You'll just have to stay tuned to the channel and see what that delivery is. But first, let's see if round 12 is going to happen. We'll check his rib. We'll check De La Hoya's rib first. No! That is a 3, and remember, on a 1 to 8, the fight ends by a TKO. So Cardboard Commander stopping by just in time for the MGM Grand, just in time for this fight to end by a TKO. Yep, so that was a 3. So Money Mayweather getting bailed out here. Mayweather over De La Hoya by a TKO before round 12. So the referee waving it off. De La Hoya's corner saying they can't continue. Then Estevez will wave it off. He'll give it to Mayweather on a TKO. And that'll do it for this playthrough of Title Bout II. Man alive. And Cardboard Commander ordered season ticket football seasons the past few days. You like that game. Nice, Cardboard Commander. I actually do enjoy season ticket football when I'm able to get that to the channel. Maybe I should... You'll almost definitely see season ticket football at least once during the advent of the Phoenix. But there's a lot of stuff that I'm wanting to get to the channel. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, though I could definitely use a rest tonight. So let's wrap tonight's video up. For what all I've got scheduled, Saturday Mystical Munchies out of the Corleone family cookbook will start as I'm making ciabatta. Sunday morning, we will be continuing Christmas in Arkham with Arkham Horror 2nd Edition. So far, we'll be minus a jester for that video. I'm trying to work on finding a substitute, but so far, I'm having no luck on that front. So it'll probably just be little old me taking you guys through the second game of Christmas in Arkham on Sunday. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.